So welcome to CPD4Me. We provide practical and relevant training for busy professionals. My name is Bronwyn Pott, and today we've got a substantive law update. We work in a pretty fast-moving and changing environment, and that includes the laws that we work within. Our aim is to bring you recent case studies, precedents, as well as updates so that you're able to stay on top of your game.
I became a costs lawyer because I thought that it would be a nice, easy little job after I had 4 children, and I've never been busier. And as we all know, legal costs affect every one of us because really as lawyers, we're not actually selling any sort of product, or we're not selling any widgets or anything like that. We're actually selling ourselves and our time, and so it's really important that we all have an understanding of the legislation that governs us. The legislation in New South Wales that governs solicitors and all things to do with our practice, and not just solicitors but barristers as well, was amended and substantially changed, or in fact the old legislation was repealed and replaced on 1 July 2015. The Act that was replaced was called the Legal Profession Act 2004, which had actually been in force since 2005. And basically that one Act and that one set of regulations were repealed and replaced with 4 separate pieces of legislation. We're talking about today the Legal Profession Uniform Law, which is the primary piece of legislation. The second piece of legislation is the Legal Profession Uniform Law Application Act 2014. And then the subordinate pieces of legislation from that legislation are the Legal Profession Uniform General Rules, which I will refer to as the rules, and the last one is the Legal Profession Uniform Law Application Regulation 2015. In the event that your cost agreement is void, your fallback provision is going to be those costs which are fair and reasonable. Basically, if your cost agreement falls over for whatever reason, if you're charging appropriate hourly rates to your experience and the work that you're doing and the people that are performing the work, then chances are that if there is a dispute as to costs and on assessment, you will still be allowed those rates because those rates will be considered to be fair and reasonable. However, you will have to pay for the cost assessment, and it will be an expensive exercise for you and it will go on. So it is much better practice to get your documents right.
I hope you enjoyed this session today from CPD4Me. Continuing professional development should be about learning new things, about challenging yourself to learn and grow, about finding better ways to do the things that you do every day.